Pokimane is now caught up in some more drama over some remarks she said on one of her podcasts, I believe. If you don't know who Pokimane is, she's a popular streamer. She's actually more popular than I even thought she was. I've never watched anything by her, I just know of her. And as you can tell by the title, it says Pokimane's main reason for leaving Twitch is it had so much manosphere red pill BS. I'm gonna be real, I have no idea what in the hell she's talking about. I do not see that anywhere really on Twitch. If anything, yeah, I don't like even me just rambling through my mind right now. I'm trying to figure out in what way Twitch has ever come across as a manosphere, like where and whose channel does that. I don't I don't know. It blows my mind. I feel like she's just saying this to spark some attention again to spike her popularity even more. I don't know. It just it doesn't sound like a very well, it isn't a sound argument, and it is founded in no logical backed claim. It's just something she pulled out of thin air, especially because she's going over to YouTube, and another popular streamer, Asman, he was like, but you're going from Twitch to YouTube, and YouTube is like Manosphere Central, so how does that even work? I agree. I have no idea. This whole thing is just I just I just don't even get it anymore. But anyway, it says Emaine Pokimane Anis, I didn't even know her name until now, was one of the most popular streamers on Twitch until this week when she announced that she's leaving the Amazon owned platform and her 9.3 million followers. Like, yeah, like I said, I did not know she was that popular. I had no idea she had almost 10 million followers. That's nuts. It says today she revealed why in a new episode of her podcast on Spotify. The streamer said that she'd probably still be streaming on Twitch if it weren't for a rise in manosphere red pill BS she sees coming from some of the most popular and well established, typically male creators in the past couple of years. Some of the stuff I see them say and do breaks my heart, says Pokimane. Like I said, can we get some examples of who this is and who these popular streamers are? Like, I don't. You can't just say stuff and not provide examples or anything. I mean, even though our culture seems to be pushing it so much in terms of just spouting nonsense without any claims that you can back up, without any proof. And it's like, okay, well, that's cool and all that you feel that way, but we need to see some hard evidence here. Man, this ad is like super bright. What in the world? It says over the course of an hour-long episode, streamer says more on that topic and details a number of other reasons for her departure from Twitch, which comes at the end of an exclusivity contract she had with the platform. Pokimane says she's insanely grateful to have had the contract, which guaranteed income regardless of viewership, but no longer wants to be exclusively tied to Twitch or any other streaming site. The contracts aren't as lucrative as they used to be, she says, and she thinks having a quota for streaming hours can lead to prioritizing hours streamed versus how good the content that you're streaming is. Now, in this department, I do agree. I do think that it is better overall for the bigger streamers to kind of branch out. I would say it's definitely, I don't really see any benefit for them to have that exclusivity deal. I know Twitch has changed it a lot, more recently than anything, but I do believe that the bigger you get, the more you should try and branch out. So from this standpoint, I do agree 100% with what she's saying. I mean, she obviously has a huge following, so it makes sense that she would try to take that elsewhere and continue to grow. So at least on that part we can agree. Now that she is free as a bird, Pokimane will experiment with other streaming platforms like YouTube and says that Twitch's messy management is part of the reason she's moving on. She criticized its botched rule changes, such as the nudity rule it recently deployed and then quickly walked back, its management of partnerships, its marketing, and its moderation, including inconsistent, ineffective wielding of bans. I also agree with this. Twitch, For y'all that don't know, it is all over the place with what it considers to be a rule and what considers breaking a rule, who gets banned, who doesn't get banned. It's just so all over the place. You just can't even track it. There's no consistency. It almost feels like there's no thought behind it either. It feels like they just throw names at a wall or with darts or something, and whoever's name sticks to the wall, that's who's getting banned. It's like there's there's just no continuity in any of it. So another point that she makes here, I totally agree with. It it makes rules and then walks them back, and then you're not even really sure what the rules mean, and then somebody's getting banned for it, but then somebody else does the same thing, or maybe even worse, and they receive no penalty. It's so inconsistent. That's something Twitch definitely needs to step up its game on. It is it is very lacking in that department compared to other platforms. We'll just put it that way. My priority is making a cool, safe environment and community for many, many, many people, says Pokimane. I think there are a lot of problems that minorities on Twitch still face, and that I wish they could do more about. I do think they try, and I appreciate that a ton. I really do give them credit for that. I agree that Twitch is definitely trying to, well, at least it seems like they're trying to help the smaller streamers and the minorities be able to grow a platform. I do think they've been working in that direction for a while now, so I would give Twitch props for that as well. How well they're doing that, that's another story, but I mean, I guess they're trying, so it is what it is there. It says, but girl, it's 2024. We still got so many of these dang problems. Like when I tell you there are people, viewers on Twitch who harass and stalk streamers to no end, who have made thousands of accounts, and you can send this information for years to Twitch, they can't do a thing about it. They're not going to do a thing about it because they don't do IP bans. This is one of the arguments I heard that was brought up. I can't remember who specifically it was. I think Asman may have touched on it. It's the internet, and there's going to be a lot of people who do a lot of crazy things, and there's just really no way to get around it. Even IP bans, it's like, sure, that could work, but would it really work? I mean, we have VPNs and everything now that just could get around it. VPNs are so readily accessible and pretty cheap too. So I don't see that being something you would ever be able to take care of. And I mean, the bigger you get, the more quote unquote creeps they're going to be, especially if you're a woman, it feels like. Creeps that are stalking you on the internet and things of that nature. It's just the internet. Like it's part of the risk you take with trying to grow a brand that is yourself online. There's just going to be people who follow you and do some questionable and cringy things. Doing IP bans aren't going to solve that, unfortunately. I hate to break it to you, but they ain't going to solve that. It says, during the pandemic, there were so many people watching, streaming, and caring about games. There were so many more girls. There was such diversity in the demographic, and I felt so much more seen and heard. And I was like, wow, this is what I've always wanted for streaming. Now, however, Twitch has regressed a lot, she thinks, especially with the rise of so much manosphere, red pill BS. I feel like that stuff has flourished within the male-dominated live streaming sphere. Again, who in the world is she referring to in terms of who is in this red pill manosphere? Can we get some examples so we can at least go back test to see what in the world you're talking about? Because I have no idea. I can't even really think of one person that has ever shown signs of red pill manosphere. I mean, the people I think of that would maybe fall into that category aren't even on Twitch. They're on YouTube, which is one of the platforms she's going to now. It's just so funny that she's claiming about all this from Twitch And then she's going over to YouTube and other streaming services that have way more of that than Twitch ever has. So again, like, no examples, just kind of take that with a grain of salt. I think she's just saying that to spark some drama for drama's sake. It's hard to say. Now, however, Twitch has. Oh, I'm sorry, I already read that. The streamer now feels that staying on Twitch either means futility, combating bigotry and crap spewing from other Twitch streamers, or trying to grow her following by appealing to their audiences, neither of which she wants to do. Why are you going to speak against someone with dozens of thousands of followers in stands that are going to go against you and crap down your throat, she said. It's almost like there's no point expressing your opinion to people that you're never going to change anyways, you know? Again, it's the internet. You're taking that risk on whenever you express your opinion. I have my own opinions. I realize that a lot of people probably don't like them. That's okay. That is part of what being in a civilized society is. It's trying to work through the differences that different people, different viewpoints, everything like that people have in the world, to try and find at least a little bit of common ground. As I've referred to before, society isn't determined by how it handles agreements, it's determined by how it handles its disagreements. Because if everybody agrees on everything, we're just a bunch of robots at that point, really. It's the disagreements where people have some push and pull, trying to see why people think certain ways, why they believe certain things, and it's kind of trying to work past that. Again, I said work through that to get to the end result. So again, I'm not... She keeps saying all these things, and it's not making any sense, because she's going to now go from expressing her opinions on Twitch to expressing those opinions on YouTube and other places where, like I said, YouTube is going to have a lot more people who disagree with you because it is so much bigger. So if you think you have it bad now with people that disagree with you, just wait till you get over to YouTube full time. It is, I mean, I'm not anywhere near as big as she is, and I already know that even things I say, people are going to be like, oh, no. So yeah, it is. This whole situation, I feel like, was just created to provide some kind of drama in the departure to get more eyes on her. I feel like it almost feels like that's what this is more than anything. Because again, there's no examples, there's no proof. Even someone like myself, I mean, I don't watch a lot of Twitch streams, but I've been on there for a while. I've had streams on the side while I'm working or doing other things. And I haven't really ever heard of the red pill stuff anywhere on Twitch. So I'm still struggling to see what in the world she's even talking about. But anyway, the article goes on, but that's basically her whole argument in all of this, is that Twitch is becoming worse and worse or something like that. And yet she's going to other platforms that have been worse and are going to be much worse than Twitch. So that, again, that's pretty much what this whole thing is. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this. It sounds like it's just drama for drama's sake, but hey, I mean, drama gets views, so I guess respect the hustle. If you guys liked the video, make sure to leave a like, and hope to see you guys around.